Today we're going to look at dynamic meditation. What is it? How might you benefit from it? And why I believe you want to make it part of your daily practice. Hi, my name is Ken Coscia, and I serve as the lead instructor and international training director for the Silva Method, as well as being the author and creator of The Lost Sense, the Silva Mastery System, and the dynamic meditation programs that are listed on this page. It has also been my joy, my privilege, my honor, now going into my 45th year, to offer the core Silva program as I have since 1971. It all began for me way back, in fact, in 1971. And for those of you who don't know my story, briefly, when I started, I was a misdirected, uninformed, not very hopeful, optimistic person struggling at Boston University, flunking out, I might add. I took the Silva Method program in 1971, and I began immediately to apply the principles, what I learned, the dynamic meditation exercises, the accelerated learning, etc., the mental rehearsal skills. And I literally graduated cum laude, just about straight A's, and I was studying less and not needing nearly as much repetition. I truly got into a flow state where I moved through school more gracefully, more easily. Not easy, more easily. Incidentally, I also used to suffer from headaches. I learned how to eliminate my headaches without the need of drugs. I had anger issues, overcame that, and went on to become one of the leading instructors in this organization. I've traveled the world, and it's been my joy to help people just like you to do the same. And I'd like to do that for you also. So let's talk about dynamic meditation. What is it? How might you benefit? So I'd like you to, first of all, think, if you're looking for a quick fix and some of the marketing hype, how you're going to make millions of dollars and grow this isn't probably even for you. However, if you are truly serious about personal development, if you are serious about building a business, if you are serious about making a difference, if you're serious about just improving and enriching your life, your relationships, to have better health, then you will need to navigate life more skillfully, and that takes skills, and that takes training, and it takes making it a part of your practice, however you might do that. So dynamic meditation can be for you literally a roadmap to help you move through life more skillfully. I say this to you, and if truth be told, so many people are enjoying all the fantastic resources online, books, seminars, trainings that are available. When I started, there was just the Silva Method and Transcendental Meditation primarily being offered to the public. Now, whoa, it is so busy out there. Well, with all due respect, regardless of what you choose, some are better than others in terms of programs, what you want to ask is, what's the difference that makes the difference? I am an avid student and teacher both, and I say this to you with love and respect in my heart. I have met way too many people who have taken every seminar, read every book. They know more than you and I combined. And yet, when you look at their lives, nothing has really shifted, changed. There's been no transformation. Personal transformation takes time, takes practice. It's not a quick fix. And too often I hear, oh yeah, been there, done that. And yet nothing has really changed or shifted for the better in their lives. Why? Why is that? Well, it's one thing to know something intellectually. It's one thing to be an academician. It's one thing to have all this knowledge. But it's another thing to benefit from it. And in order to benefit, it means you've got to integrate it into your being. It's got to become part of your everyday life. You've got to walk the talk. And that's where the challenge is. Because we all have limiting beliefs. We all have tapes. We all have conditioning that has not exactly helped us, not supported us. We all live in a world that, on one hand, it's a very exciting world to live in nowadays. And it's full of challenges, and opportunities and uncertainties, and it takes grace and ease to flow and to move through them more easily, doesn't it? So it has been my experience, and interesting enough, I'm noticing more and more personal development and thought leaders are beginning to integrate this process, which we coined. It's our proprietary information in the Silva organization called dynamic meditation. Now, what is it? Well, we all know about meditation. Research in biological sciences, in neuroscience, in psychology. Oh my God, it's mounting, right? And mounting this massive amount of evidence. It's exciting. Every university seems to be doing research about the benefits and the value for your heart, for your health, for your well-being. Just overall, if you just practice passive meditation, whatever the technique might be, it's worth everything because it helps us get centered and balanced. However, Mr. Jose Silva, way back in 1944, in 22 years of diligent research working with thousands of first young people, children, and to put a lot of things together, basically found that once you achieve that quiet, relaxed, beautiful, wonderful state of passive meditation, you can think, you can focus your thoughts. At first he was challenged by that. At first even some of the gurus questioned him and said, no, you can't do that, you lose it. And even they, as time went by, changed their tune. Because you can direct and focus your thoughts and be mindfully conscious. It's not about sleeping, it's not about taking a nap, it's about attaining a deep state of quiet relaxation, both mentally and physically, to be free of worry of the future, to be free of regret of the past, to be present in the moment, for your physiology to be calm and to be released, to have released the tensions and the distress. And we can do that through passive meditation. Dynamic meditation is a whole lot more. It's all that and a whole lot more, in that you can focus and direct your thoughts by employing affirmations, creative visualization, use guided imagery, and do inner change work. You can truly take charge of your life from the inside out and gain access to that state of mind that is so typical in the physiology, in the brain physiology, and the mental state of young children prior to puberty, where they are like sponges and they absorb quickly and easily. And this is what our research in the Silva method has found. Millions of people have been through this program. I've worked with over 100,000 people. As the training director, I have access to hundreds of people on our team of instructors who in turn work with thousands and thousands of people. And the results are there. We've stood the test of time. Again, I'm not about to tell you it's the be-all and end-all, nor is it a quick fix. It is, however, a proven technology, a mind technology, that when you make it part of your practice. And I want to help you make it a part of your practice more easily so that you can reap all these benefits. Now why? What is the premise behind it? It sounds almost unbelievable. No, it's not. It works, and is founded on even what neuroscience in recent years has demonstrated time and time again. There's massive evidence that basically amounts to this. The brain, specifically the thalamus, considered the command center in the brain. It cannot and does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience. Case in point, if you've ever had a dream that disturbed you, that upset you, remember, all it was a thought. You're lying there in bed, peacefully, having this dream, but the dream is disturbing. The thoughts are disturbing, the experiences. And you wake up feeling what? Yeah, that's right. Your heart's pounding, maybe breathing faster, you're sweating, and you're upset. Your whole physiology has changed. And it feels so real. And yet it wasn't. It was nothing but a thought, an idea. And then once you realize that intellectually, once you come into waking consciousness, you begin to calm down. It could be your best friend or your worst enemy. So what dynamic meditation is, it teaches you, it helps to train you and to develop this skill, this art of putting your mind to work for you, putting your brain, retraining your brain. If you're interested in retraining your brain, truth be told, this is the way to do it. You cannot do it intellectually. You cannot read a book. I'm sorry. I mean no disrespect. But unless you make the change inside, unless you integrate it, and this is one very powerfully effective way to do that. Second, the brain member can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Doesn't distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience. Now, why is that important? This is huge, huge. Why? Because we know there's a process of what some call manifestation. I prefer creating the life of your design, creating a more fulfilling life, self-improvement, overcoming some of the idiosyncrasies, some of the habits you want to change, building a business, improving your performance in sports and athletes or whatever. It's an art and it's a skill. And what we know is this, it begins with a thought. So yes, our thoughts, and I'm not just talking about being positive. Yes, being positive is wonderful. Your thoughts, our thoughts, are a catalyst. Our thoughts are a trigger, a switch, if you will, to elicit feelings, emotions. And those feelings cause the brain to release what? Neuropeptides. Last I heard there were 51 identified neuropeptides. And those neuropeptides have been called the chemical messengers of the body. Those neuropeptides change your physiology, change how you feel physically, whether you are flexible or whether you're tight. If you're an athlete and you're tight and uptight, you're more prone to injury, just in life in general. If you're moving through life and you're building a business, you're doing sales, you're a teacher, you're working with clients, if you're stressed, if you're worried, if you're preoccupied, it will affect your voice, your tone, your face, the way you look, how you come across, and it'll affect your performance. So your thoughts are the catalyst to feelings, emotions, and the emotions are the driving force. When I started in the 70s, affirmations, positive thinking was in vogue. And there were some great books and great programs that built around this whole premise. We now know through research that affirmations by themselves are almost meaningless. You'd have to repeat them nonstop, 24/7. But when you add positive emotion and feeling, that's what drives it. That's what causes the imprint. And it's an art to have positive, creative emotions and not be stuck in the past of what's been holding you back. Which is why I offer you these programs, and I found them. Things like the cave. Boy, you can't change the past, but you'll find on this particular one, the cave, you can literally change how you feel about the past. And when you change on an emotional level how you feel, it's called changing your personal history, your present changes. And that's a fact. There are many therapists who use this professionally, although I'm not here to do it therapeutically. I just want you to know that that's how powerfully effective it can be with that. So our thoughts affect the emotions, the feelings, which affects your physiology, your state. If you're an athlete, if you're a singer, and you're tense, you're worried, you have stage fright, it'll what? Constrict your blood vessels, constrict your vocal cords, and you're not going to sing so well. You're not going to sound so good. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So it affects your results. And that's what dynamic meditation is about. It's about you taking charge of your life, taking control of your life from the inside out and affecting change. And with a little bit of repetition. And even though it accelerates, it truly is a super learning experience, it'll accelerate your growth, still need repetition. So guys, truth be told, make no mistake, repetition is what makes it permanent. How much depends on you and the situation and challenge. So make it a part of your daily practice and enjoy. So allow me to just give you a brief overview, because what I'm offering you here now is I'm inviting you is to explore. There are 4 dynamic meditations that I'm making available to you now as digital downloads. They're available hard CDs, but most people nowadays seem to be looking for the digital version. Let me just tell you a little bit about them. You can explore, look more closely, but in this video I want to just tell you, first there's Centering for Excellence. I created this in 1983, and have traveled the world with it, worked in maybe 10 different languages, and I get more feedback on this one. It's a morning and an evening process, dynamic meditation. Morning is 13 minutes, short, easy to handle, and it'll help you to organize for the day. It'll help you to start the day in a feeling of confidence. It'll help you to start the day in a feeling of hope and optimism. It'll help you to get into a feeling, a state, to create a state of confidence and certainty that you'll bring with you during the day that will help you to have greater impact. Number 2 is the evening meditation, 18 minutes, which will help you to release any of the tension that are built up from the day. So yes, it'll help you to sleep better, you'll have a better quality sleep, and it's a process of reviewing the day and making corrections through mental rehearsal, through a process called permission, how to release unwanted negative emotions that can cause us to feel like crap and can get in the way of your performance. Then there's second one, power programming. And the power programming you can use, we call it programming in Silva, you could call it reframing, you could call it doing the change work, you could call it taking charge of your life from the inside out. And forgive me, I only call it programming because yes, we are programmable, we are suggestible, we learn by example, we learn from our mentors, we learn by modeling successful people, we learn by sometimes unfortunately modeling unsuccessful people. And we develop the behaviors and the patterns from our childhood, from our parents. And a lot of that can be unsupportive information, files, tapes, and some of it can be supportive. Dynamic meditation will help you to identify and eliminate what's not helping you and to develop new, more rewarding patterns. And power programming can be used very skillfully for that, for long-range goals, for short-range goals, whereas the centering for excellence is more for daily goals. The third one and fourth one go hand in hand. The cave and future self. They're very playful. They're fun. They will help you to activate your intuition. They make an excellent complement to the lost sense, or for those who are interested in awakening, developing your intuition. The cave is about changing your personal history. It is a process based on many, many decades of research in what's called age regression therapy. Age regression work. Read the works of Michael Newton and others. There are countless people who have been doing this work very effectively. Again, I have to give a little disclaimer. Work under the supervision of your licensed healthcare professional, psychologist, if it's something very serious. But many of us have idiosyncrasies and challenges that we can handle on our own. So you cannot change the past, but when you change how you feel about the past, you can literally change your present and your future. The future self is a fun, creative exercise of dynamic meditation to help cultivate creative imagination, joy, and hope, and optimism in your life. Anytime I'm in a funk or feeling a little down, I do this process. Now, why is this important? If you read the book of my good friend, Mark Robert Waldman, he and his partner, Dr. Andrew Newberg is the neuroscientist, and Waldman is the neuroscience researcher. And Waldman, in How God Changes Your Brain. If you haven't read it, you'll want to read it. Excellent book. They did tens of thousands of fMRIs, brain imaging scans, and they reported and they tested and they did all sorts of exercises to see what works, what doesn't, to improve the health and the quality of the brain. And I'll leave you for reading the book. However, the number one most important thing for you and I to do is to feel hope, faith, that things can be better, that we can improve. And it has been my experience that you can use the future self to create a sense of hope and optimism, a feeling of joy, a feeling of possibilities. And why is that important? Because when you are optimistic, you're more likely to attract the people, the places, the situations that will help you to succeed. It's called in physics entrainment. You will in a sense, bring people into your orbit based on what you resonate with, based on what you're putting out there. Some call it the law of attraction. Well, there's a lot more to it than that. But it's a proven principle psychologically. So thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to share this with you. I trust it's of value. There should be a link below. If you're watching this video, there either is a link below or attached to the video. Check it out, explore. I invite you, check out these dynamic meditations. Make them a part of your daily practice. And I want to hear from you. I'd appreciate your feedback, how this has helped you, how this has served you, so that I can improve. And I look forward to one day meeting you, to one day guiding you in a live seminar. Thanks again. This is Ken Coscia signing off.